guys, Miss Martin here. I wanted to read this short excerpt in Angela Johnson's All Different Now book. It talks about Juneteenth then and now, which I find super interesting because it's only been recently that I've been celebrating Juneteenth. And so I think this would help us a lot to kind of fill in the blanks from 1865 till now. At first, Juneteenth was celebrated only within the African American community. Celebrators would play games, eat foods, and dress in nice clothing to symbolize that they no longer wore the garments of slavery. Sometimes white landowners would oppose the celebration by refusing to let their newly freed workers use their property. In response, Juneteenth celebrations mostly took place at churches or on donated land. Eventually, in the 1890s, sites like Emancipation Park in Houston, Texas, and Booker T. Washington Park in Mexico, Texas, were bought specifically for holding Juneteenth celebrations. During the 1900s, interest in celebrating Juneteenth declined. The Emancipation Proclamation was credited with ending slavery, and General Granger's role in freeing the Texas slaves 2.5 years after the proclamation was widely forgotten. Then, in 1930s, the Great Depression forced many people off of the farms and into the cities for jobs. Unless June 19th fell on a weekend, there were very few participants available to celebrate, as they had to go to work. Awareness of Juneteenth increased during the Civil Rights Movement, and in the 1950s and 60s, African Americans reconnected with this important part of their slave heritage and used it to fuel their fight for equal rights. The Poor People's March in Washington, D.C. in 1968 especially inspired many African Americans to begin celebrating Juneteenth again. Throughout the next several years, African American state legislator Al Edwards helped to increase awareness of Juneteenth until it was finally declared an official state holiday in Texas on January 1st, 1980. In today's society, Juneteenth is widely celebrated. It is a day for celebrating African American freedom and achievement. The Smithsonian, Henry Ford Museum, and countless other institutions sponsor activities and celebrations for Juneteenth, hoping to educate more people about African American history and culture in general. However, Juneteenth was also morphed into a more national, symbolic celebration of respect for all cultures. I really want to take some personal time to do some research and dig into this history of the decline and the incline in the celebration of Juneteenth. Like, that is crazy. That really, it was the availability of jobs and having to migrate into the cities that stumped it. Man, that astounds me, and I really want to do some more research about it. But also, what is stopping us? What is really stopping us from making it our day? I know we get the 4th off, and it's a paid holiday for some people, or you get time and a half on that day if you got to go to work. I know those things are all great, but in 1776, guess who was still slaves? Us. They weren't even thinking about freeing us then, baby. That was not even a thought in anybody's mind. So all that's good, red, white, and blue, great for y'all. But I hope you're going to go read this story, because if you really think about the actual day that general rolled into Galveston and announced to these people who have been working for 2.5 years for free that they were actually free. They didn't have to be on the plantation if they did not want to be. Imagine waking up and thinking, man, this is literally going to be my life forever. Somebody rolls into town and says, no, you can do whatever you want. I mean, in a sense of reality, they still couldn't. But to think beyond the possibilities of what was right in front of you like the weight off of your shoulders. It's just it's the same way of, imagine being in a really tough situation, whatever that situation is for you, whether maybe you're a child and like I'm trying to put it into words. I really can't, because like to fathom your grandmother, her grandmother, and their grandmother, and then the ones who are actually on the boat, they have been slaves for all these years, and then just somehow miraculously your generation gets chosen to be free from that and make a completely different life if you want it. That's amazing. And even though things weren't they weren't all different from then, from that point, the possibilities. We are living the life that we live right now because things were all different. We have these choices and these opportunities because of that one message, that one general who rolled into town and let them know that we were free. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy. So even though this is very new for me, I really want to inspire everybody, my family, my friends, strangers. Let's celebrate Juneteenth. And it's not just for us. It's for everybody. It is literally for everybody. Y'all be blessed. Y'all send me pics. What y'all eating? I think we're eating soul food. Like what our ancestors ate. So y'all send me pics. Send me pics on your shirt. All that. Let's celebrate. Let me see what y'all doing. All right. Bye.